Picture yourself checking your bank account on a completely normal month and wondering where the hell all your money went. You didn't buy anything crazy, no major purchases, just groceries, a few restaurant meals, maybe grabbed some coffee on your way to work. Regular stuff that everyone does. And yet somehow, you're sitting there thinking you should have way more money than this. Here's what most people don't realize until it's way too late. A lot of the things we're all buying in 2026 just aren't worth the money anymore. Not even close. Prices have gone completely insane on things that used to be reasonable, and we're all just sort of going along with it because that's what everyone does. My name is Seb, and I'm slightly obsessed with figuring out why people stay broke even when they make decent money. Number 1, fast food crossed the luxury threshold. Let's start with something that's probably going to make some people defensive, but it needs to be said. Fast food isn't cheap anymore. It just isn't. Remember when fast food was the thing you got because it was quick and affordable? Those days are completely gone. The average fast food meal in America now costs $11.56. And that's not even in expensive cities. You're looking at $13.88 in San Francisco, which is the same as what a decent sit-down restaurant meal cost just a few years ago. A Big Mac combo meal averages $10.53 nationally, up from $7.29 in 2019, which is a 44% increase in 6 years. McDonald's had to launch a $5 value meal and then cut their combo prices by 15% because their sales dropped so hard that even they admitted people can't afford their food anymore. But here's where it gets really messed up. Fast food 3 times per week costs you $1,803 per year. In your head, it feels like nothing because $11 doesn't register as real money. But that's $1,800 gone forever on food that's not even good for you. 78% of consumers now consider fast food a luxury, according to a LendingTree survey. Yet, they keep buying it anyway. Which tells you everything you need to know about the gap between what we say we can't afford and what we actually spend money on. Number 2, a casual dinner for 2 now rivals what fine dining cost in 2019. While we're talking about eating out, let's address sit-down restaurants, because this has become a luxury expense that adds up so fast it's genuinely shocking. Restaurant menu prices have risen 32% since 2019, according to Bureau of Labor Statistics data. Casual dinner for 2 at Olive Garden or Applebee's now runs you $60 to $108, depending on what you order. And that's at a place that's not even fancy. Mid-range local restaurants push that to $80 to $150 for 2 people. When you add tax and a tip that's somehow expected to be 19 to 20% now, you've spent $100 on dinner, and it's over. You can't get that money back. It's not like you bought something that holds value. A couple dining out twice weekly at casual restaurants spends $6,000 to $9,300 per year. Most people who are struggling financially, and I mean really struggling, to save money or invest or build any kind of wealth, they're eating out way too often. And that's usually where a huge chunk of their income is going. They don't even realize it, because it's $20 here and $30 there, but it adds up to this massive expense category that's completely optional. Meanwhile, a home-cooked meal averages $4.23 per serving versus $16.28 for a restaurant meal, which means restaurant meals cost 285% more for roughly the same nutrition. Number 3, new cars are a $50,000 depreciating asset, financed over 7 years. Then there's cars. And this one drives me crazy because the math is so obvious, and yet people keep doing it. Buying a new car is one of the worst financial decisions you can make, and I'm not exaggerating. The average new car transaction price hit a record $50,326 in December 2025, up 31% from 2019. The moment you drive a new car off the dealer's lot, it loses something like $8,000 to $11,000 instantly. You haven't even gotten home yet, and you're already down that much. A $50,000 car is worth $30,000 to $31,000 after 3 years, which means you just lost $19,000 to $20,000 for the privilege of owning it first. And people are financing these things at 6.56% interest over 72 months, which generates $9,360 in total interest on top of the purchase price. The thing you're paying for is actively becoming worth less and less while you're still making payments on it. 29% of trade-ins now carry negative equity, with the average underwater amount hitting a record $7,214, which means when you try to trade in your car, you actually owe more than it's worth. Meanwhile, a 3-year-old certified pre-owned version of that same $50,000 car costs roughly $28,000 to $32,000. You're getting basically the same car for almost half the price because someone else already ate the depreciation hit. Number 4, designer markups that would make a hedge fund blush. Speaking of status spending, let's talk about designer clothing and luxury brands, because the markups on this stuff would make a hedge fund blush. A plain white t-shirt costs about $5 to manufacture, whether it's sold by Hanes for $3 or Gucci for $650. That's a 130 times price difference for functionally identical cotton. True Religion jeans cost $50 to manufacture and retail for $335, which is a 6.7 times markup. Sunglasses might be the worst offender, thanks to the Luxottica monopoly that controls 80% of branded eyewear. Frames that cost $10 to produce sell for $300 at LensCrafters because they own Ray-Ban and Oakley and license for Chanel and Prada and basically everyone else. Luxury brands have also been raising prices like crazy. The Chanel Medium Classic Flap went from $5,800 in 2019 to $11,300 in 2026, which is a 95% increase in 7 years. Louis Vuitton did 2 price increases in 2025 alone. These are Veblen goods, where demand actually increases as price increases because the price itself signals status. What you're paying for isn't quality. It's the logo and the ability to tell people you own something from a luxury brand. And most people doing this are going into credit card debt for it. A designer lifestyle costs about $10,865 more per year than buying generic equivalents, and that's just on basic wardrobe items. Number 5, vacations now come with $900 in hidden fees. Vacations have gotten completely out of control price-wise. And I'm not just talking about the base cost. A mid-range domestic vacation for a family of 4 now costs $4,500 to $5,600 for 7 days, up 15 to 25% from 2019. Round-trip flights for 4 people average $1,544 to $1,912. Hotels run about $1,085 to $1,218 for the week. Food is another $1,000. And then here's the part that really gets you. Hidden fees add $400 to $900 on top of the advertised price. Airlines collected over $5 billion in baggage fees and $4.2 billion from seat selection in 2024 alone. First checked bags now cost $35 at the major carriers. Resort fees add $20 to $50 per night. Hotel parking is another $25 to $70 per night. The behavioral economics of travel spending center on what researchers call experience justification, which is basically the belief that travel spending is inherently worthwhile because it creates memories. Social media reinforces this because vacation photos serve as status signals. 46% of Americans planned summer travel, while 65% of non-travelers cited affordability as their reason for staying home, which means the market is splitting between people who can still afford travel and people who've been priced out entirely. Number 6, streaming services quietly rebuilt the cable bundle at a higher price. Now let's talk about streaming services because we quietly rebuilt the cable bundle at a higher price without anyone noticing. The total monthly cost of subscribing to all major streaming services ad-free has reached $150.40, which is 39% more expensive than the average cable TV bill of $108 per month. We have effectively recreated the cable bundle, unbundled across 9 apps at a higher price. Netflix went from $12.99 in 2019 to $17.99. Disney Plus launched at $6.99 and now costs $18.99, which is a 172% increase in 6 years. Apple TV Plus went from $4.99 to $12.99. These services launched at artificially low introductory prices to establish a psychological anchor, then ratcheted up annually once subscribers were locked in to the content ecosystem. The average American now spends $51.71 per month on streaming, according to reviews.org, which is 78% higher than 2019. The annual cost of streaming everything ad-free is $1,804.80, and if you add Spotify Premium, it's almost $2,000 per year just for entertainment you could be getting way cheaper or even free through other means. Number 7. The first $2,000 iPhone arrived, and nobody blinked. Then we get to smartphones, and the iPhone 17 Pro Max 2 terabyte hit $1,999 in September 2025, becoming the first iPhone to break the $2,000 barrier. And nobody even blinked. The real waste isn't the device price, though. It's the upgrade frequency. The average American upgrades every 29 months, despite phones now lasting an average of 3.84 years, and Apple supporting iPhones with major updates for 6 to 8 years. Upgrading every year costs about $5,690 net over 10 years after trade-ins. Every 2 years costs $39.15. Every 3 years costs $28.47. Extending from annual to 3-year upgrades saves $2,843 per decade. A $99 battery replacement can extend a phone's useful life by years versus spending $1,200 on a new device with marginal performance gains. Number 8. Your mattress was marked up 900%. And your KitchenAid is a $400 shelf decoration. Household goods carry some of the most extreme markups in consumer spending, and mattresses top the list. A $3,000 retail mattress may cost just $300 to manufacture, which is a 900% markup. Furniture follows the same pattern. An IKEA sofa costs $500, while a comparable restoration hardware sofa starts at $4,300. That's a 10 times price differential for the same functional purpose, which is sitting. Kitchen gadgets represent aspirational waste. The KitchenAid stand mixer at $400 has become more of an Instagram-worthy countertop display than a daily tool for most owners. Cleaning products offer the clearest comparison. Tide costs 12 cents per fluid ounce, versus 6 cents for generic. And luxury laundry products like laundry sauce cost 88 cents per load versus 10 cents for Arm & Hammer. Number 9. Your daily $5.50 latte is a $14,000 decade-long habit. Here's a new one that's quietly become one of the biggest drains on people's budgets: your daily coffee shop habit. Coffee prices rose 11.8% in 2025 alone, according to BLS data, one of the highest single-year increases in the food category. Starbucks has increased prices approximately 49% since 2020. A grande latte now costs $4.45 to $4.75, and the national average latte price across all coffee shops is $5.46. A daily Starbucks latte habit, 5 days per week, costs $13.65 per year, and over 10 years, that's about $14,300. The alternative is a quality home brewing setup that costs $200 to $300 up front and produces coffee at 50 cents to $1.10 per cup. Annual home brewing cost is about $4.10, which means you save $6.90 to $10.90 per year conservatively, and the setup pays for itself in roughly 6 weeks. The behavioral economics are textbook. Small daily purchases feel insignificant, but compound enormously. Coffee is tied to commute routines, making it feel automatic. Starbucks positions itself as an affordable luxury, not a drink, but a ritual and an identity marker. 87% of coffee drinkers now brew at home, and 55% say price hikes have pushed them away from cafe coffee, which suggests the market is already correcting. But millions of people are still spending over $1,000 per year on coffee they could make for a few hundred. Number 10. Boutique Fitness is the $3,000 a year workout you could get free on YouTube. And the last one that nobody wants to admit is a waste of money: boutique fitness memberships. Americans now spend an average of $101.80 per month on gym and fitness memberships, which is a 19% jump in just 1 year. Planet Fitness raised its classic membership from $10 to $15 per month in 2024. Its first price increase in 26 years. But the boutique segment is where money truly evaporates. Orange Theory charges $79 per month for 4 classes, $119 for 8 classes, or $179 for unlimited, which works out to about $28 to $32 per individual class. F45 training runs, $169 to $300 plus per month. Equinox charges $150 to $350 plus per month, depending on location. Annual cost of Orange Theory Unlimited is $2148. F45 is up to $3,600. Equinox is up to $4,200. Meanwhile, YouTube offers thousands of free HIIT yoga and strength training workouts from certified trainers. Fitness apps range from $0 to $15 per month. A basic home gym setup with resistance bands, dumbbells, pull-up bar, and yoga mat costs $175 to $500 total. Over 5 years, boutique fitness costs $10,740 to $15,000. versus $300 to $900 for a home setup, which is a difference of $10,000 to $14,000. The behavioral hook is identity spending. Being an Orange Theory person or Equinox member is a status signal, reinforced by gamification and community lock-in and the sunk cost fallacy. So, there you have it. The solution isn't that complicated. Stop buying stuff you don't need. Stop trying to keep up with everyone else. Stop falling for marketing that tells you you need the newest version of everything. Cook at home more. Keep your car longer. Buy used when you can. Cut subscriptions you don't use. Keep your phone until it actually breaks. Buy generic products. Stop trying to look and start actually building wealth instead. Because here's the thing. You can either look wealthy or be wealthy. But for most people, you can't do both. Every dollar you spend on impressing other people or buying stuff you don't need is a dollar that's not working for your future.